Good afternoon. My name is Bill Brown, and the story I'm going to tell today is called Brats. I am a brat, and I'm proud of it. Now let me ask a critical question. Are any of you military brats? Well, then you're going to miss out on a very important part of my life. Military brats have really the best life in the world. We get to move every 2 years. Now there's some advantages to that, and we'll get to that in a second. How many of you have lived in the same place all of your life? Or went to the same school or set of schools, your whole life? You're going to understand a little bit more then. You probably remember all of those embarrassing things that you did. First grade to fifth grade, those are the critical years. You all probably did, we all probably did, something that really embarrassed ourselves, something that we might have been really ashamed of, or maybe something that somebody else did. That's a key event too. Well, being a military brat, you move every 2 years. So, first grade, third grade, fifth grade, man, nobody knew anything about it because I was in a new place. I got to reinvent myself every 2 years. And everybody else had no clue of all of those social faux pas that happened when I didn't even know what that word meant when I was in third grade, but we had them. Nobody knew them. So we had an exciting opportunity every 2 years. So that brings me to when I turned, whatever ninth grade is. I remember it was ninth grade because my brother's 2 years older and he's in 11th, and my two younger brothers are 9 years younger than I am. I have no clue what grade they were in. It all started in Waco, Texas. My dad, being a military man, he was an officer, had the highest level of expectations for his kids and their manners. Well, as 4 boys, we were constantly fighting with each other, constantly pushing, shoving. It was always, you're in my seat, you're on my side, you're touching my stuff. It was constant back and forth on that. Well, one day, it was a Saturday in Waco. We were living in a house at a corner that was on a hill. The other houses that surrounded us were down the hill from us. We were in our bedrooms that day. My brother and I were starting that daily ritual of punching each other, and it gradually escalated to where we were jumping back and forth on the beds, and each time we jumped from one bed to the other, we'd punch each other in midair. It was a great game. It was a lot of fun, until it got a little out of hand and one of us crashed against the wall. That immediately brought my dad in, and he said, all right, that's it. I've had enough. Out in the backyard, you guys are going to duke it out. Okay. So my brother and I got out. We walked out, followed my dad, and of course my little brothers were right behind us to see what was going to go on. And we stood in the backyard, and my dad said, well, don't just stand there. I want to see some punches thrown. Well, you know how kids are. When you first start in that punching, thing, you punch each other and punch each other a little harder, maybe a little harder, then maybe a little harder, and then you're out at full time and you are full out battling each other, wrestling each other in the backyard. We completely lost track of everything else that was happening. My dad, who knew where he was, because we were in the middle of this battle. We didn't notice him going over to the edge and picking up one of the hoses and turning on the water. And he came out and came after us. Well, nothing unites two enemies than a common enemy. We immediately turned on my dad. He's spraying us with water. We run in, we grab another hose. We're spraying him back with water. We're chasing him all over. We chase him up close to the house. My mom's in the kitchen watching all of this from over the sink. And as we get close, she pulls out the sprayer and sprays all of us through the window. It is an absolute laugh fest at this point. We're all laughing. Little brothers have buckets of water. They're getting everything. That's when we noticed the people behind us were having an outdoor party with all of their friends. And we had just provided them with the afternoon's entertainment. We moved 2 months later, 2 houses up the street. Thank you.